Lisa Da Costa. I'm here to
Nice to meet you.
interview you, being that I am in a leadership course, and I thought that looking up on your career track and also church track, I thought that you would be a really good candidate to interview as a leader here in our community.
My pleasure.
Tell me about your career path and career decisions throughout the way as to where you're at now, seeing what you've done throughout.
Career path. Well, I'm an ER trained physician, so I'm an emergency medicine physician, and my career path pretty much started with the decision maybe in junior high or high school that I was interested in medicine.
So you knew from the get-go that that's what you wanted to do.
I had to make a decision. I knew I was interested in science, so it was either going to be something engineering path or the medical track. So it was going to be one of those two in high school. And there was some engineering guy came and talked to us in high school. We didn't have any doctors to talk to him. And I don't know, somehow I was like,
Or maybe you decide on the medical field over the path, that path.
you know, I think I always kind of saw myself as being a doctor. That was one of the funny things. I saw myself becoming a doctor. But I definitely made a decision in high school. That's what I wanted. That's the path I wanted to go on.
So you envisioned yourself as from a...
Yeah, I had to decide what I was going to do. I didn't really have anybody in my family who was a doctor. I never was in the hospital. I said, oh. But I mean, I had to have some type of a career path. I knew I had to do something that was going to earn me a decent income. I figured that was, a good way to make a living. I was good in science, and when I went to college, I did really well in college, and that was always the path where, when you're really good in academics. I was good in sciences, so it was going to be some kind of a science field. So it was either going to be engineering or medical, and medical was just more interesting. And by the time I got to college, I knew I was going to go to medical school. I had to decide whether or not I was going to be a biology major or a chemistry major. Biology was much easier than chemistry was. But if you don't go to medical school and you're a biology major, you don't have a lot of options. I mean, you're pretty much going to teach.
Yes.
If you don't go to medical school and you're a chemist, you can get a job. Pharmaceutical companies, you have a whole lot more options. So I think, at least I started out as a chemistry major.
I see.
Once I got accepted in medical school, I may have switched. But at least I started out. That was my thinking along the line, that I would get a chemistry major in case this medical thing doesn't work out. But by junior year, somewhere around then, clearly the medical thing was going to work out. So, after you do a few interviews, and I got accepted to a few different medical school programs. So that was pretty much the path. I went to medical school in D.C., and I had a few different options, but I decided to go to D.C. and to go to Howard. And when I was at Howard, I liked everything. So I didn't have an idea, because see, again, what I wanted to do is I wanted to become a doctor. I didn't have this thing where, when I was a little kid, the pediatrician took care of me, so I knew I wanted to be a pediatrician, or I knew I wanted to be a cardiologist. I didn't have any of that. So I just wanted to become a doctor. So I had to decide what I wanted to do. And since when you're in your second year, first year you do clinical stuff. Second year you do your rotations, you actually do hands-on. And you do a little bit of everything. So you spend maybe a month doing psychiatry, then a month doing chemistry, not chemistry, but a month doing surgery, and a month doing different things. So although I liked a lot of different things, psychiatry was okay. But all the psychiatrists that I knew started to be a lot like their patients. So I said, okay, no, we're not going to do psychiatry. And surgery was just such a brutal rotation I didn't need to do all that. But with emergency medicine, you do minor surgery, you
Yeah.
take care of psych patients, so you do everything with emergency medicine.
Mhm.
So the only difference is that emergency medicine, you do everything, but you just do the emergency aspect of all the different specialties. So that worked out great. So I applied to be to do emergency medicine, and I got accepted into one of those rotations, and that's always difficult to get the specialty that you want to get. So I was blessed enough to, by the grace of God, to get selected for emergency medicine. Because at that time, when I finished my residency, emergency medicine was very popular. That's like when the ER TV show first came out. So everybody wanted to be an ER doctor.
Yeah.
So it was really very competitive to get emergency medicine residency because they only had a certain number of spots. So every program may only have 3 spots for a new freshman. So it was always difficult to get whatever the popular thing was. And that time, the ER TV show had made emergency medicine very competitive to get into. So praise God, I got into that, and I finished my emergency medicine at Howard in DC, and I did my residency there, and worked there for a while, and got led to come down here. Here I am.
So every